Alright guys, now I want to talk about something that has been bothering not only me but also a lot of other people about Genshin for a while now, and it's the fact that the characters in Genshin just feel incredibly emotionless and it just feels like you're talking to a robot. It feels like you're talking to an empty vessel during every single dialogue. And it's just getting more and more to a point where it's becoming really hard to actually ignore this problem. Their eyes are barely moving at all. Their head stays in the same position the entire time. They barely move. They just stay completely still. Their eyes are just stuck in one place. It just really feels like you're talking to a character that's not alive. And the more you look at it and the more you think about it, the more you realize that Hoyoverse is actually just incredibly lazy. Now, before we get into this and before I explain why I think that the characters in Genshin feel emotionless and why it feels like you're talking to an empty vessel, I want to show you guys this content creator called Storm67. I'm pretty sure a lot of you already know him, and I want to use him as an example to show you guys how lazy Hoyoverse actually is. Just take a look at one of his videos and compare that to the dialogues from Genshin. Right? No, this one is just 15 seconds long, but still, the characters are so much more expressive, and I don't know how exactly he does this and how these animators are doing this, but the fact that they're able to make really good animations where the characters actually have expressions, where they actually feel alive, and meanwhile, the characters in Genshin just move like fucking robots, right? Like, compare this to the dialogues we saw in Genshin. This shit is loud, bro. Bro, just take a look at this. This is so well made, and I don't get how they can make these animations, but somehow Hoyoverse, which is a company that has billions of dollars, is not able to make animations where the characters feel at least alive. This is so beautiful, and this is 50 seconds long, and I don't know how long it took him to make this, maybe a few weeks, maybe a few days, but it's impressive how this person who is doing these animations all by himself, it's impressive how one person can achieve this, and a company that has thousands of employees is not able to make at least somewhat good dialogues. We have been using the same 5 animations during the dialogues for the past 5 years. And at first, you know, it wasn't really that big of a deal, but the more you start to compare Genshin to other games and the more you take a look at these guys who make these animations, the more you start to realize how emotionless the characters in Genshin just feel. And compared to these animations, the characters during the dialogues in Genshin just feel absolutely emotionless. It genuinely feels like you're talking to a robot. And I don't know about you guys, but for me it really ruins the immersion. Sometimes you talk to the characters, and during the dialogues, they don't even look at you. It's so weird. And of course, I know it's a mobile game, so they have to adjust it so it runs on phones, so that when you play Genshin on your phone, so that the phone doesn't explode during a dialogue. But they could at least give a separate version to PC players and console players where the characters are actually a little bit different during these dialogues. Because in Zenless Zone Zero, for example, it's not that bad. Yes, the characters use the same moves over and over, but for some reason in Zenless Zone Zero, when you're talking to the characters, they feel much more alive than the characters in Genshin. And this guy who's doing this all by himself makes animations that look way better than anything we've had in Genshin. Like, you have to think about this. Guys who are doing these animations all by themselves are somehow able to make better animations than a billion-dollar company. Like, how lazy do these developers have to be? But yeah, I just wanted to talk about this because it's really disappointing for me that after 5 years we still have these bland, emotionless animations for the characters in Genshin. But yeah, let me know what you guys think about this down below in the comments. And as always, I wish everyone a nice and wonderful day.